Hi, Marilisa Backstrom in a very special place for the Wicked Wednesdays. Woohoo! Come and join me. I am in Salem, in Massachusetts, in US. As you've heard about the witch trials and the witchcraft and the witch town, everything witch, you will think about Salem in Massachusetts. Have you ever been discriminated? Have you? It's crazy that to this day and age we are still being discriminated by our gender. As you know, I'm very much into women's rights. To this day, not every woman is allowed to vote, to study, to choose their husbands or wives. So there's so much discrimination going on about gender, about race, about religion, about sexual orientation, you name it. It's just so horrible. That's why I named this video today Deadly Discrimination, because to this day discrimination kills us in so many levels, not just physically, but emotionally, intellectually, financially, even spiritually. It's crazy. So I'm this whole week in Salem to do a very, very special course with someone that I really admire, which is the most famous witch in the whole world, in my opinion, Lori Cabot. She's the highest priestess of Wicca, and I'm learning so much and reminding myself of the fact that to this day we are still going through so much discrimination. I'm here under the rain, so you can see the Witch Museum over there in the beautiful park in Salem, and it's a day to really reflect. Have you ever been discriminated? Or have you ever discriminated someone by gender, race, the way they look, what they dress, what they believe in? It can be deadly. It can be, I cannot even describe, because until I lived in US, because I lived in Brazil and I lived in England and I lived a little bit in Australia and I traveled to over 60 countries, but it was in New York, in my own spiritual center, by my own friends, that I have been discriminated. And even though the witch trials here started in the 1600s, to this day, witches and so many women around the world are facing deadly discrimination. Why can't we just accept to be different, unique? Even twins are not the same. Even twins have different styles, tastes, and so on. So why can't we just accept to be unique? The first time I faced discrimination was in the most vulnerable time, when I was in my own spiritual center for so many years, for 8 years, and two of my friends discriminated me just because in my books it's witch. My first book is called Witch Beauty, which is how to feel beautiful in any age, size and shape. But the witch in both books, Witch Beauty and Witch Partner, are an acronym of woman in total control of herself. And yet, my friends knew about it and still discriminated me in my own religious circle for that. Deny me to participate more in the works, even in the volunteering works, because I was different. I was not behaving the way you're supposed to do as a spiritual worker. I've never felt worse in my life. Seriously, for a few days, I felt like I was burning. So I know for sure, because I believe in reincarnation, that I was a witch in many lives, which I'm very proud about. Because if people understand what the witches are about, they would know that they would never do any harm. Because one of their maxims is that they believe whatever they wish to others, it comes back to them 3 times stronger. So why would any witch in their sane mind do any harm against anyone if they truly believe it comes back to them or to their loved ones 3 times stronger? But in my opinion, discrimination comes from fear and ignorance. And here I am in Ceylon, the most famous city for the witchcraft, because of, unfortunately, the witch trials in the 1600s. I believe discrimination is always deadly. No matter if you actually kill someone, like the innocent women who died here because of the beliefs of the Puritans at the time, they died innocent. And to this day, we are still dying in different levels. It's not sometimes necessarily dying, I mean, being killed, but dying financially, emotionally, spiritually. So many ways we are dying still with discrimination. So if you have any questions or any comments about your own experience, write it there, because I'll be able to see it. They discriminate me and I felt horrible. Seriously, I felt like I was being burnt alive. And it really hurt like hell. And I don't wish that to anybody. And because I'm here this week in Ceylon, I could not talk about anything else but discrimination. And the source of it, and also the strategy to overcome it. When you suffer discrimination, think that that person or that people don't know you. They are just afraid. They are probably fearful for something, to lose something, or because you're not like them or something, or they're ignorant about what you're about. So that's how I sort of calm myself at the time when I felt discriminated. That I really went inside myself, I prayed, and I calmed down because I was furious. I was just, so it was horrible. But anyway, I calmed myself and I realized that's their personal issue. Just like, for example, I was raised Roman Catholic. I'm no longer, because I believe in reincarnation and a few other things, but I'm still Christian. I believe in Christ's message. But he never once told that people had to believe in what he believed. He never persecuted anybody. And yet, the Catholic Church at the time decided to do the Inquisition and to force everybody to believe in Jesus. There was many other religions before that, and they didn't want to believe in something else. They didn't even know who Jesus was. They were much, much older than Christianity. And unfortunately, man, humanity, they twist the sacred message to supply their egos or their interest of power or money or whatever it is. And we have to be very careful, because as I said, discrimination comes in many colors and shapes. Sometimes about gender, sometimes about race, sometimes about religious beliefs, sometimes about sexual orientation. There is discrimination, unfortunately, in every spectrum. And the way I have so far addressed that is to first understand, when I receive discrimination, is that has nothing to do with me. It's to do with that person's fear or ignorance, or both. So if it's appropriate, I will talk to them about whatever it is that is making them feel very scared. But if there's no room for that, it's okay. Just distance yourself, clean yourself from that bad energy, and keep following your mission, which I talked, as you know, last week. So if you haven't watched it, you can have a look. This is the first way, to wash yourself from that. And also, if it's in a work environment or in a place or in a country where discrimination is a crime, as it should be, you can denounce that person. You can go to the police or to the authorities or whatever and make an official complaint about it. And when because we are humans, and sometimes what we don't know, we get scared. To this day, when I tell people that I'm a Christian witch, people look at me like I'm from another planet. It's okay, I don't have a problem with that, because they don't even know what witch means to me. Not once people ever ask. I keep informing people, so that it's an acronym, and I was a practicing witch, and witch has been my dear symbol of a woman free to fly as high as she wants. But nobody ever asked me, they just have assumptions. And the other way for you, when we feel that we've been discriminating other people by pushing them aside without knowing what they're about, is to study or ask questions. Yeah, ask them. Don't assume you know what they believe or what they like or what they're about. Ask questions, but respectfully, of course. And if people don't answer, or if you don't have a chance to ask because you don't know those people, they are different and make you feel uncomfortable or scared, read about, inform yourself. I think in an ideal world, I wish every child learned at school all types of religions or what they are about or their main philosophy. And later in life, they could choose for themselves what fits them. But unfortunately, we receive whatever our parents give, whatever religion or belief they have or non-belief, and we take it that this is the only way that is correct and everything else is wrong. And that's what brings discrimination and horrible things that happen to this day. Just don't go that far. Middle East, some places in Africa, some places in Asia, and even here in US. As I said, I had suffered from my own two friends, so-called friends, right? They're no longer my friends. I've suffered the discrimination in my own spiritual center. It's scary. And this week here in Salem, doing an amazing course with the most famous witch in the world, Laurie Cabot, I felt very inspired to speak again about, not again because in the video is the first time, but in my life I have spoke about this many times. I can't stand any type of discrimination. And again, discrimination comes from fear and ignorance, or both together. So before you put someone aside, before you discredit someone, try to understand the person, where they're coming from, what certain things mean to them. And at work, it's the same. We can be so much better, happier, and make a much better world if we just let people be whatever they want to be. And one of the maxims of the witches that I also love, and I keep it, it's kind of encompass all the 10 commandments, is something like this. Of course, in the ancient time it was said different, but it means like this. Do no harm, but do what you will. So as long as you're not harming anyone or forcing anyone into anything, do whatever you want. If you want to dress all in black, if you want to be all in blue, in purple, it's your life. Live it the way you love it. If people feel uncomfortable with your style, it's their problem. It has nothing to do with you. It can be difficult to be the different one at the time, sure. But then find your tribe, as I say. Find the people who share the same lifestyle, beliefs. But once you are with them, remember not to discriminate the ones that are different. Life wouldn't be so rich and so amazing if we were all the same, would it? No, it wouldn't. It would be really boring. In sailing here today, I really wanna help to clear the witch's name, because I have studied them as I have studied many religions and doctrines, because I'm very passionate about that. And the more I study about their true meaning, I see that everybody is talking about the same things, about love, acceptance, forgiveness, charity. People have different rituals, different names. Some people call God, some people call Goddess, some people call Allah, some people Almighty, Energy, Universal Mind. It doesn't matter. You know what it means. It's a higher power. And if you don't believe in that, it's also okay. Let's agree to disagree. And again, if you don't know anything about witches, I'm telling you, their maxims are very simple. It's three things. It's love everything and everyone. The most sacred place for witches is nature, because it's created by God. So they don't try to build churches and things, because that's man-made. They honor nature. They respect nature. They respect animals. They understand about plants. So, first maxim of the Wicca is love everything and everyone. Second is whatever they wish to others is the threefold law. It comes back to them 3 times. So no witch will ever wish you bad. They ask, they attract love, prosperity, health, but they do not wish any bad thing to anyone, because they know it will come back to them 3 times. So that's the second one. And the third one is, do no harm, but do what you will. So be free to live your life as long as you respect other people's lives and choices. So it's that simple, and that's why I always love their maxims, and I always use it for my life. So I am sort of half witch, proud and happy about it, because it's aligned with my Christianity side and my reincarnation side, and they are all, for me, talking the same thing. And it doesn't matter if you believe or don't believe in what I'm talking about, in like religion. Just believe that discrimination is deadly in every level. Physical level, emotional level, intellectual level, spiritual level is deadly. So protect yourself from it by not allowing people to dictate how you live. And also, don't be the persecutor. Don't be the one who will judge others. We are all different, and it's all okay. There is no reason to be pushing anyone to fit into any mold. If we are all unique, everything about us is unique. Our spiritual path will be unique. Our way, our style will be unique. I know so many industries try to fit us in this box, whether it's beauty or fashion or success, because the industry wants you to buy their products or their service, unfortunately. So most of those advertisers, or maybe 99% of the advertisers, are pushing you to believe you have to fit in certain box of whatever it is, success or health or looks. But guess what? You don't have to. You're free to do whatever you want. But with freedom comes responsibility to let others be free. So if nothing else today, remember, discrimination is deadly. It has caused thousands and thousands and millions of people to die. And to this day and age is still doing that. Unfortunately, we see all the terrorist attacks happening around the world. We see still that women cannot go to school freely, cannot vote, cannot drive, cannot do this and that. This is all discrimination, pure and simple. We are humans, and all humans are important, worth, and as I said, in my ideal world, every human, women and men, should be loved, respected, and accepted. So I hope this video has helped you to understand that in one way or another, unfortunately, you will bump into discrimination. Don't feel you're the only one. I have suffered a few times, and that's how I protect myself. I understood that, you know what, this has nothing to do with me. This is the person's own limiting beliefs and limiting behavior. So I just, if it's convenient, I talk to the person and express, but if I don't know them, I just leave it. Don't carry that energy with me. And also when I meet people or things different, and I do all the time because I love traveling, so I'm always excited about new cultures. So as soon as I feel uncomfortable about something or someone, I try to figure out what is it in me that is causing that feeling. And then I try to understand about the person or where they're coming from. And guess what? Even if you don't like it, we can still respect it and let it be. Because we can all agree to disagree. By learning our mistakes from the past, we can hopefully not to make them again in the future. And I really invite you to come to Ceylon. It's a gorgeous place, surrounded by beauty, and also to learn the real stories about the witch trials, what the witches are about. And I hope one day they can be respected, just like the Jews, just like the Christians, just like anybody else. They deserve to be respected, loved and accepted. You don't have to follow their beliefs, but we all should respect them. Pay attention if you are the one persecuting others, even in your own mind, even if you don't speak or act upon it. Thoughts are very powerful. Thoughts influence our words, influence our actions. So pay attention every day. If in your mind you're not discriminating, oh, that person looks weird, oh, that person looks this, or you don't even know the person, that is also discrimination, mental discrimination. And that doesn't give you a good vibe, doesn't let you grow. So if you don't understand, try to learn, try to talk to the person. You will be surprised that most of us, or humans, they all want the same, the basic things, you know? To live healthy, to feel loved, to feel they're accepted. That's the bottom line of humans. And we can be the ones providing that, the acceptance, respect, and why not love? Our heart is an infinite organ that fits every single person and thing in the world. And I've learned that from the witches. Love everything and everyone. And with that, I want to thank you again for being here and for keeping me company in this rainy day in Ceylon. But I don't care, the weather can be crappy, but I'm so grateful for being here. With love and acceptance, I thank you again for being here. See you then. Bye.